There's a tremendous amount of energy that we get from one another as we join together in an effort like this to raise money, to raise the consciousness of the community, and the more money we raise, the more research can be done, and the sooner a lot of the cancers that are out there can be beaten.
No answers for these things.
It's an experience. While I was fighting my cancer, I lost both my father and my uncle. My mother lost her husband, her brother, and almost lost a son. So this is a tough time of year for my family. But we're here to raise money to find a cure. I do believe that we can find a cure in our lifetime. But I can tell you this much, we can't do it without you.
That's what it's all about.
Welcome to the Relay for Life here in Kingston, Ontario, where over 90 teams of enthusiastic participants have gathered to raise money and awareness for a worthy cause, the Canadian Cancer Society. Over the next 12 hours, we will be following the journey of 3 of these teams, Conrad's Crazy Cuties,
Oh yeah.
Hannah's Hope,
Ain't no easy way.
and the Limestone Crushers.
I ain't here for long. But if I live a matter at all, let's fix what some solves. We can both move on.
Relay for Life began in 1985 when one man, Dr. Gordon Klatt, an American physician who had watched countless patients struggle with cancer, decided he had enough and it was time to fight back. He spent 24 grueling hours circling a track in Tacoma, Washington, fighting to raise money for a cure. As the day rolled on, family, friends, and strangers joined him. By the end of the day's journey, they had raised $27,000. Today, the Relay for Life is run in 23 countries, making nearly $3 billion in donations. Canada alone has raised over $54 million to help the fight in 2010. $210,000 of that came from right here in Kingston. Let's see if we can top that in 2011.
My name is Jackie Bright, and I've been participating in the Relay for Life for 6 years now. Our team is called Conrad's Crazy Cuties.
Hi, my name is Crystal Gervais, and I've been with Conrad's Crazy Cuties since the beginning, since the foundation, and participate every year. I also have 2 children. They were just little when Conrad's Crazy Cuties started, but they automatically became kind of part of the team, and they attend every year. They're 5 and 7 now.
Each year the event has a different impact on us. The first year I participated, I had not been personally affected by cancer, so that year wasn't so emotional and hard. But the following year, my good friend's father passed away, and that's when actually we changed our name to Conrad's Crazy Cuties, just to represent him. Our team mainly consists of staff members from Bay Ridge Drive Child Care Center. We have a great group of girls here this year, and they all actively participate, not only at the event, but in the classrooms at the center as well. We have the parents participating, we have different calendar events where the children, count their pennies and count their dimes, and they donate to a great cause.
I can see through you. Stop saying you're fine. Oh, you're fine.
Today's a collaboration with the Limestone Crushers Roller Derby. It's a new roller derby league in Kingston, and we collaborated with the Relay for Life to rent the Kingston Memorial Centre to crush cancer, we're calling it. So instead of running laps around the gravel track at RMC, we've rented the venue to roller skate laps and to raise the same amount of money. And we've invited members of the public to come in and walk or roller skate or rollerblade laps with us to introduce ourselves to the public, but really to raise money for the Relay for Life and the Canadian Cancer Society.
I have personally been affected in a very close way by my father passing away from cancer. So I've been I've donated my time each year for the past 8 years to the Relay for Life, and we just figured that since we have the opportunity and John's idea to have have it here at the Memorial Centre on roller skates. I was pleased to hear that the Relay for Life members were very open to it, and it looks like it will be a very positive and beneficial event for us. It will also introduce us to Kingston and to the area.
My name is Lori Black-Vincent, and I am one of the Limestone Crushers Roller Derby girls, team member, and also a cancer survivor, cervical cancer twice.
My name's Letitia Wilton. Everybody calls me Tisha. And relationship to Hannah's Hope is I'm the team captain. We started the team last year for over 15 years now. Our family has had at least one team in the Relay for Life since my Aunt Sharon was diagnosed with cancer, and she's had a team. So because our family's so big, we kind of got more than enough members for one team. So my sister and I last year decided to start a second team of family members and friends to enter the Relay for Life after my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer.
My name's Judy Thompson, and my daughters Tisha and Brandy decided last year to start a second team for Hannah's and call it Hannah's Hope after I was diagnosed with breast cancer. The statistics say that 1 in 3 people will get cancer, and for our family there are 14 of us, 12 siblings and our parents, and at the time of my father's death he had leukemia, and there's now 4 of the 7 girls who've had some type of cancer. So for us, we essentially meet the statistics. So they believed that we could contribute more than what we actually do by sponsoring and giving donations, that we could actually participate ourselves. So they decided to have the team, and we all, there were enough family members to have a second team because there are about 25 of us now.
I want to personally say thank you for being here. I want to tell you that this event is just crucial to what we want to do in the fight for cancer, and that every single person here has been touched by it, and that I believe that we should celebrate all of you that are here, and I want to also remember those that aren't here, but most importantly, let's fight back and not lose any more people that we love.
Cancer hits everybody. It affects everyone, everywhere. Someday, somehow, it does. And we've always supported my Aunt Sharon and her team. We haven't actually walked with her before because she always had enough team members. But cancer has hit so many members of our family and affected everyone that we thought that it would be good to expand and enter a second team. So we did that last year.
Hannah's Hope was grown out of family members. My mom was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2009, and our family in years past, for many years, had entered a team. Last year was the first year that we walked. We created Hannah's Hope and called it Judy's Journey for my mother, who is still fighting, and I suppose will fight for years, her struggle with having breast cancer and now being in remission.
We do things like garage sales and bake sales, and we get donations from the daycare that I work at. Parents come in and we put up our sign, and people just want to donate. People are very generous.
Our fundraising has really evolved over time. We started just by, individually getting donations from families and friends, and then we started really involving our child care center and the parents and families that attend here in the fundraising. We started off just by leaving like a jar out and asking people for any donations, or offering, as the Cancer Society does, tax receipts for larger donations. And then as the as the team evolved, we started doing some larger fundraisers. So last year we did our first annual garage sale and barbecue, and we held that at our Bay Ridge site. And our families were able to contribute either by providing items for the garage sale, like donating items to be sold, or coming by during the garage sale time and purchasing items. And everything was for sale by donation, so we hadn't had any prices on anything. People were to leave leave whatever they thought that the items were worth, understanding that the total proceeds would go directly to the Cancer Society's Relay for Life. That was a really successful venture, fundraising kind of campaign for us.
We're really proud of how hard we've worked, and we have my father-in-law passed away from cancer 10 years ago. I lost my best friend to cancer just a year ago. We have survivors in our league that have come out and completely embraced being a survivor and all that means.
We are having a great time. It's awesome getting out, walking around the track with our team, and lots of fun, lots of happiness going on.
So far today, we've been here since 2:30 to set up. It was beautiful and sunny, and we had a nice time. We've got a really nice site this year in the shade, so it wasn't too hot, and we're doing really well. We're walking and talking and seeing some friends from last year and other family members that we know, and it's going really well. We're getting pretty tired already, but that's okay. We're gonna go. So
Part of the nurse in me wants to say I want to educate people. Part of the reason that I spoke this evening is because I want people to know their risk factors. This is a preventable cancer. I've had cervical cancer twice. It's a preventable cancer. Know your risk factors. Age of sex. If you're having sex too early, if you're having multiple partners, have yourself screened. It's a method to get that out there for me as well. I don't want people to go through what I've gone through.
We asked all our teams, what do luminaries mean to us? And they answered, luminaries mean one more person is fighting back against cancer. Luminaries mean you don't have to walk the dark path of having cancer alone. Luminaries mean there is light at the end of the tunnel. To me, luminaries represent the reason I'm here fighting to find a cure, so that no one has to lose a loved one. Luminaries have a lot of meaning at the relay. They light up our paths, they light up our hearts, and they light up our friendships. They light up our hopes and dreams and determination to beat such a horrible disease.
The event isn't just about raising money, though. It is a celebration of survival, a tribute to the lives of loved ones, and a night of fun, friendship, and family.
These are the 5 teams in the last 5 years that have really fundraised, been very successful, and I wanted to acknowledge them, as well as some specific people. Judy Thompson.
When I was recovering from my chemo and the radiation, the doctors suggested that I start using my right hand again to get some of the normal function back, but not to overdo, not heavy lifting or anything, but I could use the computer, and so the exercise from the mouse would help strengthen my hand. So I just talked to the girls, Tisha and Brandy, and said I was going to do, I had a lot of loose recipes, and so I was just going to type those up and put them in a cookbook. And it was suggested, Brandy suggested, that I ask each of the family members to contribute a recipe and make a cookbook. And so that's what I did for my therapy. I started doing it for myself, but when I talked to the family members, they all wanted a copy. And the one brother-in-law does work for a printing company. He said if we wanted to print it up and actually have it look like a cookbook, he would do the printing for us for the cost of the printing. And so we had 100% participation from every family member, but as it turns out, we've sold almost 500, and we've had a request to have another 100 printed, and that will actually be 600 cookbooks, and all of that, the proceeds from that is being donated to the Relay for Life.
We've gotten some sent to Afghanistan, Pakistan, New Zealand, England, the United States, and we have them in almost every province in Canada.
My son sold them in the bars that he played at, and
sold a lot of them, and my daughter-in-laws, they raise money at their workplaces, and so there's a lot of activity around raising money.
It's our family. There are a couple of really close friends of family members who are on our team as well. But they're extended family. They come to family functions. Our family's always been really close. We have at least 2 huge family functions a year. We have a family reunion in the summer, and then we have a sit-down Christmas dinner for over 100 family members every year. So we're close, and it was something that we felt we really needed to do.
One of my favorite parts about the Relay for Life is all the different events that they have going on there. They have scavenger hunts going on, and hula hoop contests, and there's live bands, and there's lots of food. And actually they have a limbo contest, and I have been the winner of the limbo contest for the past 3 years in a row. And another teammate's son, who was only like 3 at the time, had won the rooster call contest at 5 in the morning. That was fantastic. We also just, we take turns on the track. We're not always on the track all at the same time, the 10 of us. We take turns. Somebody has to be on the track. So in the meantime, somebody might be starting up the barbecue, or making a Tim Hortons run, or just playing games with our children.
About a week before, we start kind of taking a tally of how much we've actually raised for the fundraising, making sure that we have everybody's information down correctly, if they're going to be getting a tax receipt or something like that. We also decide as a team who's going to be bringing what to the relay, especially with having children and not knowing what the weather's going to be like. You kind of have to be prepared for everything. The last many of the years that we've been doing it, it has rained. So it's really important that we stay nice and dry so that we can actually continue the whole time during the relay. So we make sure that we have the tents and some sleeping gear. We have our signs. Everybody has their costumes. We're really big on kind of presenting ourselves as a team for that team building piece. And each year that we've done the relay, we've added items to our costumes. So the first year that we started as Conrad's Crazy Cuties, we purchased pink pants to wear, and we wore like little pink boas around our necks and things. The next year we actually purchased sweaters with the team name on it. Another year we purchased matching hats with the team name on it. So we continue to add to it. We also bring little party blow horns and like flags and noisemakers, so that when we're going around the track, we really enjoy singing, the name of our team, and kind of dancing to the live music that's there at the relay. So really making it a fun event for everybody who's on the team.
It's been going really well so far. We got here a bit early and we're able to set up our tents, and we have the little tent at the back for the kids because we know they won't last throughout the night. We have the big tent here for the adults in case it rains and we need to seek shelter.
Like this, well, it messes with your mind, and I don't know where I am. We just drive. I can hear your voice coming through the wind, and I can see your face in the skies. We'll catch this moment, it's picture perfect. Well, the sun is on our side. Come on and show it. Let's hear the music of how to say goodbye. What I learned this summer is that dreams are just not in your head. All it takes a little patience, and well, time will push you ahead. What I learned this summer is that dreams are just not in your head. All it takes is a little patience, and well, time will push you ahead. does go on after this, I am told. I'm 4 states away from being home. It's been hell, it's been fun, and a lot in between, but I can't possibly take it.
We were doing the luminaries, we just finished doing the luminaries, and it was a little bit different this year, you know, like it's still sad, and I think it's still powerful, it still kind of brings tears to your eyes when you remember those people that you've lost, but at the same time I'm looking at this luminary that's symbolizing this person that's lived through it, right? This person that has just persevered and you know, through those struggles and has come out on top, so that felt really good.
Well, really you don't realize what cancer does to a person unless you see it personally. Like, you can hear people tell their story and you can feel bad for them and you can grieve when somebody loses somebody, but until you actually see what chemotherapy does to somebody and what an operation does to somebody and the pain that they're in constantly and the after effects, because my mom's in remission but she still has after effects from the disease and from the operations. So until you see that, it makes you a better person. It makes you want to do more and help not just your mother. For me, it wants me to help lots of people. I want to raise a lot of money to help a lot of people.
I think it adds extra inspiration to my life because I can see how much somebody can go through. Like, it kind of makes you feel really grateful for what you have. You know, I think you don't realize, I feel like I kind of take for granted my own health until you see somebody that you know and love really kind of going through the whole diagnosis of cancer and getting so sick with the treatment, and you really appreciate what you have in a way that I guess you just take for granted on a day-to-day basis.
Cancer does affect everybody and does destroy things, so it's a matter of changing people's perceptions, that they accept it and move forward and try their best to find a cure and to change the way things are. Even people's perception of what cancer is. Cancer can be beaten. It's just a matter of how we do it.
We want to crush cancer by showing that we can fight back, that everybody has it in their power to strap on some roller skates and do laps and raise, less than 30 of us come together for about $4,000, and then whatever tonight raises. So just a small group of people can really put a huge dent in this, and just knowing that we've fed into a larger group of people in the community who've raised almost $250,000 in 1 year to fight cancer is unbelievable.
It's fighting back for me. I've had such great support. Right up until joining this league a couple of months ago. I still had my last surgery, hopefully, and got right back and wanted to go and do something. And although my husband thinks this is a little dramatic, this was what I wanted to do, just to show that my body may have had some problems, but I can still keep going, I can still do it, I can fight back.
Things happen in life and they're uncontrollable. And if anything, I think I look on the positive side of things to say, you know, something as devastating as cancer can really bring meaning to people's personal lives, where they feel like they can really evaluate what was important to them, to like the person going through it, as well as the family. You know, it really makes you appreciate the time that you actually have with the person. It makes you appreciate your own health. Makes me motivated to continue to take care of myself and my body and help my children understand how important that is, so that they're not hit with the disease, or at least their chances are less. And I guess the only thing that I would say is, you know, I mean, cancer fights hard, but we as a community can fight hard back against cancer, and we just continue to do that and hope that eventually we win the battle.
If cancer was another person, I would say, what do I need to do to make you go away? That's what I would say. I would do anything.
Well, right now I'm a little bit tired. We just participated in the Pepsi Challenge, which involved running all over RMC to find clues and stuff, but it was a lot of fun. But I was actually just thinking about, I read something about the relay, and how the all-night walk really kind of symbolizes the cancer patients, kind of what they go through, and how at the beginning you're full of hope, and you feel like you can make it, and then as the night wears on, you really begin to tire, and you lose some people along the way, and that's what happened with our team. Not everybody can make it through the night for a variety of reasons, so some people have left, and then the people that are kind of left behind really try to stick it out, but the exhaustion sets in and the walking gets harder and harder, and how that's kind of paralleled with the cancer patient's journey and what they're going through with the treatment. And then what's to come, this analogy said, when the sun starts to come up, you can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel, and there's that renewed sense of hope and stuff. So we got about an hour or so to go before that time, so I'm looking forward to that. I think this is the hardest part of the night, is around like 4 o'clock in the morning, when you're just, the exhaustion's starting to set in, and but you just got to keep persevering, keep pushing through.
We weren't able to actually manage to stay at the event all night. We had a couple of issues that came up. A couple of our team members had to go home to take their young kids. A couple of team members had to go home because they had kids at home and their husbands had to go to work. They work shift work, and my sister actually hurt herself. She twisted her ankle that night on the track, and it was swelling up so bad that we actually had to clean up the tent and head home at about 2 o'clock in the morning. So it is hard. It's meant to make people get the idea that cancer doesn't sleep. It's with you all the time. It is a difficult thing, and doing the walk that way. Our first year we actually did stay all night, and the first few hours are not good, but you're able to manage, and then the middle of the night, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, you're just exhausted, and you want to give up, but you keep going. But then when it gets closer to morning, you almost get your second wind, because you're almost feeling like you're getting to the end of the tunnel. So I can see how it might actually give you the feeling of having to deal with cancer, because it would be the same thing.
I cannot believe that you guys stayed up all night.
We did it! I can't believe it either.
It's a sunrise.
At the top of my lungs for you, you're crying, and there's nothing that I can do. I show you, 'cause I'm right behind you. Would you remember if I told you my name?
Now, when I say this number, understand, we haven't got all the money in yet. There will be more money coming in throughout the week. However, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. So far, this year's total, $210,784.77. Yeah! You guys have done it!
It may seem like the Canadian Cancer Society has raised more than enough money, but this year alone, more than 16,000 people will be diagnosed with some form of cancer. The money raised will support research projects studying all forms of cancer, an information service helping people better understand their symptoms, diagnosis, and treatment.